Okay, so I'm doing just a short review on XRP. Yeah. So what's coming up is the end of the month, the end of the week, and let's see what's going on. Yeah. So there's a couple of things I'm watching for here. You can see on the monthly is the VWAP. The yellow one was up, but you can see the 10 is breaking through the 5 here. So that's the resistance, and that's the battle that's been going on since we got up here this month. So now, what am I looking at on the monthly for price action? Yeah, is if price action is going to continue up, the VWAP here will continue up. If price action is going to turn, is generally we need to see the VWAP take a turn down, the 10 continue down, and potentially the 5 take a turn. Yeah. So what happens at the end of this month is gives a very big signal. So if price action is going to head down, we want to see by the end of the month price action getting down to 37.72, which is where the VWAP is, or below that. Yeah. So that we can see the monthly is taking a turn down as opposed to continuing on up. Yeah. So most likely the 5 is going to continue up and the 10 is going to continue down, and it's the VWAP which will be the important one, is which direction is that going to go. Yeah. If we do see the 5 take a turn down or the 10 take a turn up, is then obviously that helps clarify the direction as well. Yeah. But for the potential for price to come down, we need to see the VWAP price action get down to around the 37.70. Yeah. If it doesn't get down there, there may be a back test or a retrace and then continue on up. So again, that's important. Yeah. And at the moment, you can see that's where price action is. When we zoom in on the weekly, again, the weekly is important as well. You can see that we're hitting the top of the Bollinger Band here, and the 200, which was this now? It's the 200. Oh, excuse me, the 20. I know the 200 SMA is around here as well. Yeah, it's just Bybit doesn't show it. Bitstamp does. The 200 SMA is around 42 or so. Yeah, so 41 to 80, I think, at this point. So now essentially you can see that price action is getting a push down on the weekly, which is going to turn in another day and a half. Yeah. So then the question is what's going to happen around here with regards the VWAP. So again, the VWAP at the moment on the weekly is at 41.25. So it's quite possible that if there's a challenge for the turn of this lift, is we could get price action testing, looking to break the 20 EMA at 39.50 and coming all the way down to the 5 and 10 and the medial line here, again around it. Look, 37. There's 37.55. Medial line is 37, and again potentially a wick through to 36. The 35.60 is the 0.5 of this lift. The 0.5 correction is 35.60. So it could come all the way down to a 0.5 and then continue on up. It absolutely could do that, yeah. But to get a turn, we need to see the VWAP turning on the monthly and on the weekly. And then on the dailies, if we just have a quick look at them now, there's the 6 day was down. Let's back up at the moment. The 5 day is down. The 4 day is down, and again the 4 day is turning again tomorrow. The 3 day, which turned yesterday, is sideways. Sideways. The 2 day again a bit of sideways. You can see the 5 is testing here, and then the 1 day is the VWAP today is up, but the 5 is down. And again, you can see it's testing the 10 MA again. Yeah, so for price action to take a turn down, and also have the week and the month supported, price action sort of needs to get going a little bit. It needs to really start pushing, breaking the 10 here, and getting a solid push down. There's the 50 MA on the daily at 37.04. So again, coming down here and getting a test off that will be quite important, and it would need to do it pretty soon if it's looking for that chance to get a reversal in. Yeah, or as we can see, look, the 10 has been holding all along here, is we get a bounce to the 20 EMA at 39.40. Here's the 55 EMA at 38.40. There's a Bollinger at 37.94. So again, we may just get a bounce off this and then continuation on up. But it does seem like it's got to come down here and give a little test to it. Give a little test to it, yeah. So now, when I put on the other markers, let me see if I can take out the indicators, just leave the drawings on, yeah. Okay, so now this yellow line here, this is the VWAP on the monthly. This is the thickest one. Is the second thickest one here is the VWAP on the weekly, and then this is the VWAP on the daily, yeah. So now I'm going to zoom out to the monthly again. Okay, so when I zoom out to the monthly, you can see that there is a consolidation pattern playing out here. So let me just take this here. So you see that this is the breakout of the previous level. You got the drop down. So you get the drop down. I need to so you can see this. Okay, and let me just do that there. Okay, so again, this is the breakout from the previous level. You get the drop down, you get the lift to set a new range, then you get a bottom, now you get a new higher high, and now we have to move down where we've had a bottom. We've had a bottom here. We have a lower low, yeah. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, yeah. And again, we've had the lift up. And again, we're hitting the resistance level of this consolidation range, yeah? So now this is the question, is are we going to break on up and continue on up? Or are we going to have a rejection and then continue on down? So now you can see why the VWAP on the monthly here, essentially 37.70, 37.80, yeah, is that for the monthly to reverse and to head down, we need to see the VWAP turn. So there's only a few days left in the monthly where price action would need to get below 37.70, 36, somewhere around this range to get a nice turn on the VWAP to support price coming down. Or what can happen is that we just get a wick to the 0.5 here and then a continuation on up. So you can see the play of things at the moment where we've got the higher high, we've got not a lower low, but we've got a low. And then the question is are we going to get our lower low here, or are we going to have a peak, a back test, and then a continuation on up? So you can see the 37, around the 37.70, 37.80 mark is for it to be even a chance of it starting to come back down with the support of the monthly. Price action would need to start to test these levels pretty soon. There's only a few days left, yeah. So when you go into the weekly, again, you can see the same pattern where you get the bottom, you get the lift back up to set the range, then you get a lower low, and here we have the higher high within this consolidation. We come back down and we don't break a lower low, and we're back up testing the resistance level again. So again, the question is it resistance, rejection for that lower low, or we get the lift up, yeah? So now when we look at where the VWAP is on the weekly, the VWAP on the weekly is at 41.33 at the moment, yeah? So you can see that price action is below where the head of the VWAP is on the weekly. So it's definitely putting in a bit of a battle for price action to break below, yeah? And you can see that if price action gets below 40, is this candle will end up turning red for the week, yeah? So again, we got to see how things play out over the next couple of days, yeah? Now, one of the things I wanted to point out to you as well is that you can see this point of control here, this red line, yeah? So when price action starts to get below this point of control, again, potentially this point of control then can become resistance rather than support. Yeah, and equally as the weeks go on, is if price action is looking to come down and we're getting a red week, if the point of control moves higher in this consolidation, if the point of control moves up, it's indicating that the point of control is now resistance rather than support. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at there. Now when we zoom in on the daily, okay, now you can see that there is another consolidation pattern going on here in the daily. Okay, so let me just get rid of that one for a moment so you can see this one. So look at the consolidation here. So here's the breakout from here. You get the drop. It comes back up to set a level. Okay, and then it drops back down. Now originally I did have it here and here, but it's all happening too fast. It's all happening too fast. Where you can see, look at the length of this one here. So really, this is the level being set now. Yeah. So from here is actually, it comes all the way down here. My apologies. So we got our level set here. We get our bottom here, and now we come up and we set our higher high. This could come higher. This could test a little higher, but until it starts to break this level here, which is around the 46 mark, it's not a breakout. It's not a breakout because this is the skyline from this spill here. Yeah. So at the moment we're in a higher high scenario. If this starts to spill again, will we just get a low or will we get a lower low? So from here potentially is we get our lower low is then we get a lift back up, and then potentially we start to break into those higher ranges. Yeah. So now let me just change the color just so you can see. There you go. So on the daily, you can see this consolidation range here. Yeah. So again, if we start to see price action come lower and start to break the 37.80, this is the VWAP on the monthly. It's already broken the weekly and the daily. And again, the next test is on this impulse, the 0.5 is at 35.60 or so. Yeah. If we start to see price action break below 35.60 and back test and then support and continue on down, then it looks like we're heading for our lower low. So all this is going to play out in the next month. So what happens at the end of this month and where price action ends up in the next few days is significant to that. Yeah. So that's really what I wanted to put into this video. So keep an eye out for 37.80 or so, 37.80 and 35.66 as important markers with regards to price action and levels. Yeah. If it doesn't get near those at all and it wants to start heading back up, is look for it to break for 42, really this high, to be honest, 42. But if it starts to break higher than this, obviously we're going up. But I think 42, 42.80, it might want to come up and visit 42.80 again before it comes on down. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at. Is let's see how it plays out. So don't be surprised if you see a bit of a push down in the next day or two. Yeah. It's just a question of if it does, is how far does it go and what does it mean.